Oh, forgot to do the intro. Whatever, we'll do it live. Why not? Um,
We're doing it live.
sure. Let's do that. I completely spaced that there's a whole intro thing with a theme song and shit. So, episode 25. Welcome to the one without an intro. Um, okay. So the party last episode, they were in the Red Forest. They had finished off a group of harpies, and also some mimics were working with them as well, and a few cultists. Then the party made their way to towards the bone tower after climbing up on a tree, scouting it out, trying to figure out where they're at. They came upon an ancient city of a construction unfamiliar to Zotian workers' hands. Um, it reminded the party of the dungeon that they had experienced outside of Boklamel many moons ago. But it was in ruin. It wasn't in good condition. There was rot. There was plants crawling all over. There was strange red trees that seemed to emanate an energy and a warmth. Leo scouted further into the city, successfully sneaking his way around, but it did look empty, so sneaking didn't seem to be as much of an issue at this point. Sebastian stayed at the entrance of the city to keep an eye out as a scout, while the rest of the party was about 20 minutes away from the city, hidden off the trail, keeping Crasted and their cargo safe. The Leo ended up in the center of the city, which was a giant pit where the bone tower resided. It sat down below the surface, and once Leo got down there and started investigating where he was, he discovered that the floor, the ground of that pit, was covered in a white sand, but underneath that sand was flesh. The entire pit seemed to be made of some form of flesh, and that it was alive, warm and breathing, pulsating, something like that. At the entrance of the tower, Leo got a very strong impression that thousands of eyes were watching him from the tower, from around him, around the city, and that the cult was somewhat in a standby, just kind of seeing what the party would do. After understanding that he was in grave danger, Leo made his way calmly and quickly back to the entrance, where he met up with Sebastian, and Sebastian, using his magic, discovered that um, those same eyes were indeed a bunch of cultists around them on the rooftops of that city, observing them. There was even one in the same room where Sebastian had been hiding. The party made a mad dash through the forest. They eventually crossed the crack in the forest where they fell down into the river. They cut the bridge, and they are now standing on the other side of that crack. There was one lone cultist standing behind. Sebastian confirmed it with his magic and could see that the invisible cultist was there. Cult seems to have a massive source of a very powerful magic in the form of unknown things, but also rings of invisibility. They could be anywhere, they can be anywhere. That cultist has since left. The party is now on the edge of that cliff there, in the middle of the forest. You all have the floor.
A whole floor. That's impressive.
I know. So generous.
What kind of floor are we talking here? Is it wood? Is it marble?
It's old worn wood, but it's like quality stuff, you know?
Antique wood, not ours.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Um, so we should keep going, like, eh, 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 with a sense of urgency. We should get the fuck out of this forest.
That sounds good to me. Kind of start making their way out of here as quickly as possible.
As the
Go ahead,
party,
Amigo.
yeah, as the party walks along, or in a hurried pace, they're probably not running at this point. Oh, thank you for the subscription. I believe that's what acolyte means. Yes, thank you for the subscription. Um, the where was I? Oh, the party's going along the crack down to the trail that they are familiar with. They spend the rest of this day traveling along there at a moderately fast pace. They're jogging, is in a sense. They make their way to the trail and down the forest. Here's doing it again. Whatever. They spend the rest. They run through the evening. They even end up fighting some spiders that are in their way. They fight valiantly, and uh, due to their constant actions in the. Sorry, I'm distracted by the clicks. I'm sorry. I normally am not. I'm just like tired, so we're good. I did a bunch of manual labor the past 2 days, so don't mind me. I'm gonna be a little spacey this episode. Party spends the next 2 days getting through that forest. Um, Catching sleep when they can, but keeping at a hurried pace with at least 2 people watching through the entire thing. Um, they've reached the end of the forest and are in this desert. They spend another day in the desert, making their way to Stormfeld. Stormfeld is the city that they were last in and is the de facto capital of the region. Um, there is not what you'd understand as a government in the area, but you could understand as a clan that sort of controls the trade in this region of Makalu, which is the continent they are on. Um, at the gates of Stormfeld, the party sees the guard outside. They are on their cart. They're doing their best to look innocent and like normal travelers. Once again, priorities. Or once again, players, you have the floor.
Uh, are we just being let through the gate? Are they stopping us, or are we just
You're in a queue.
going?
There's carts ahead of you going in the city. Papers are being checked. Just the standard procedure. It's middle of the day,
Hmm.
and trade is going on between Stormfeld and the Fens, which is the other city south of where you are. As
Leo
cart
prepares the papers that we have been given, just so
for,
like, okay, we got the papers, cool.
for sure. As carts move along, you are at the entrance of the city. Guard sees you guys, notices that not only is your cart sandy, it also has traces of mud and like twigs and branches sticking out of it at various places. Just kind of looks up at you guys. Been some other places than the Fens lately, huh?
Uh, yeah, we tried to take this random shortcut that some idiot had mentioned. It was a horrible time. It was the worst possible shortcut. You know those redwoods back over there? Fuck that place. Just fuck it. There are bandits in there, man. It is horrible. bandits, giant spiders, fucking harpies. Like, just the absolute worst place imaginable. By
He
the way, here are
wasn't.
the papers.
He takes the papers. He wasn't totally paying attention, but as you went on, the guard started to actually look at you, raising an eyebrow. As he's looking over your papers, just kind of shakes his head. Fucking tourists. And then hands you the papers back. The gate is now open to you guys.
Uh, kicks. He like kicks up the camel that we have. Fucking guards.
Welcome to Stormfield. You're in the city, it's bustling. There's the heat of the sun beating down on you. I realize our stream background is forest, but you are in the desert in this moment, on a coastal town. You can smell the salt in the air. And the hustle and bustle of the town. Where do you guys want to go? I will give you a map while you're thinking as well. I'm doing that right now.
I would say while we're, just in the cart coming into town, Sebastian would kind of just like kind of lean and you're like slumped down in the car, like finally relaxing now that they're in the town. Just now that we're finally back here, we should definitely rest. But I think after this, we need to come up with a plan and gather resources. I suggest whenever we can, we make our way back to Baklamel.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that. I think it would be... Yeah, we should definitely go back home for a while. Being out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere is honestly better than being here right now.
Oh, and he kind of perks up, points like, oh, well, actually, I just remembered now that we are back here, I do have a visit I need to make.
I gotta report in as well. We should probably return this cart. Unless they gave it to us. I don't know. I'm gonna take this back to,
The cart was given to you for your last smuggling
okay.
run. That was part of your payment, and you were given the cart for your personal use.
Ah, right. Cool. We have a cart. Yay. I was worried because we don't have a way to move the damn chair around easily.
Yeah, no, you're good.
We're gonna need a replacement for the camel too. Oh. We should probably switch the camels out with the horses because I'm too tired to think about any of this. We head to the equivalent of a tavern.
Okay. Guardian, how are you doing in the moment?
Trying to think if there's anything off the top of my head that she would really want to do. I think for the most part, she just kind of taking in the sights of everything and just going with the flow.
Okay. Yeah, it's a busy trade town. You see guards walking around. You see the market and lots of random carts coming from the docks. The direction of them anyway. You can't see the docks at this moment. Sebastian, you mentioned you wanted to go do something.
Yes. We need to go pay a visit to our woodwork friend.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Sebastian has his commission staff he needs to pick up.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, do you separate from the group, or does the group together go there before heading to the inn?
I mean, whatever the rest of the party would like to do.
Leo, Guardian?
Hmm.
Sorry, what?
There's a staff that Sebastian had commissioned. He would like to go pick it up. And so he was going to head to the shops to take care of that errand. Yeah. Did you want to separate from him, or and go to the inn while he does that, or do you want to all go together before you head to the inn? Reminder, you did just leave the bone tower, and the cult is most likely watching you.
We should definitely stick together.
Yeah.
That's a personal opinion of me, but we will need to keep an eye out for who's and what's, because they're probably already in the city.
Oh, I'm sure.
Actually, probably is not a probably. They definitely are in the city, and if messages reached them already, they are definitely watching us.
No, I don't doubt that.
All right.
Given how much we've stuck our nose into their business, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they might find some way to mess with us.
Anything from stealing the cart to attacking us while we're asleep in our rooms. We should probably bunk up as much as we can.
I would also like to remind you that Crested has a home in this town. Now, the cult did ransack it, but you did stay there the other night. Now, the cult is very familiar with this place and may be expecting you to be there. You can choose the inn, you could choose to sleep on the street or something, or you could chance his place. But I wanted to bring attention to it because it's been a while.
I honestly forgot.
It's all good. So if you look at the map, on the right side of the park there, in the corner of that house by the river is his family's townhouse.
Yeah, that's where we ran into the spray bottle guys.
Yep.
The wall climbing spray bottle guys.
With the poison, yeah.
The poison spray.
A
little spray
Sebastian,
bottle of poison.
Squirt, squirt.
Hey, Sebastian, could you point the way to that shop you said you commissioned at?
Sure. Sebastian will start to head that way.
Okay. You'll take a left after the entrance of the city, and real quick, I'd love to open this up on the camera so people can see the map. 1 second. That should work. That's good enough. Oops. Good enough for union work. Anyway. So, as your party is passing into the city, you take a left under where Clay is, part of Clay Ferry. This district has a bunch of shops, where workshops, places where people are staying, bars, dance areas, that kind of thing. That big gray box to the south there, that is the barracks where the guards and the general militant force of the local government, or clan, I should say, sorry, where the clan is training their people. When you're walking past it, you can hear them doing marching drills and hand-to-hand combat and that sort of thing. once you pass just south of that gray building, on your left there by the water is a workshop. This is affiliated with the wood shop that Sebastian had his staff commissioned at. It's their larger area where their stuff is stored, warehoused. Commerce is almost the same between the Fens and Stormfeld for like local businesses, and this is one of those. As they also work in shipwright stuff. They do the heads of boats and that sort of thing. Ornamental things on the boats that are made in this area. As you enter the shop, you'll see an elderly gentleman at the counter, just kind of polishing some piece of wood. You can't really quite see it. And as you step in, the aroma of sawdust and fresh wood just kind of permeates the walls, your nostrils, etc.
Before we actually step into the place, while we're outside walking up to it, Sebastian will kind of,
Of course,
stealthily hit a detect magic from his wand, just to be extra cautious.
okay. Just the general detect magic spell. At anything or just on the porch of this business?
Well, just as we're like kind of walking up to the place, just like, well, the stupid map thing,
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
little box, but just kind of like around the area where we're at, kind of like around us.
Okay. You don't
Basically
detect any.
scoping out if there's any possible stealth, sneaky magic going on.
Yeah, because you might not be able to see them with that spell, but you would be able to tell that something is there. Someone is there. You don't. Yeah, you don't actually sense anything around you except from within the shop ahead of you. You get a sense that there's actually quite a few pieces of magic in there. One of them seems to be that same resonance that comes from crystal magic that you have grown accustomed to in your travels of late.
I don't recall leaving any of the crystals with this guy.
I thought you did.
Interesting. No, I think the decision was that I would
Hold on to it
just
while he
like,
makes it.
yeah, like he got measurements off of it.
Yeah.
And then I
Okay.
just kind of kept it so that he could do it in like for the dimensions of the staff, and that I would like put it in myself.
For sure. Thank you. Then you do not sense that. Yeah, it's been a long time. So
Okay. Well, should be safe. I'm just gonna head on in.
same description as before. The smell of wood and sawdust kind of permeates the air, and it's rather quiet in there today. You see shelves and shelves behind the old man as he's kind of sitting at a stool at the counter, looking to the side and just polishing something in his hand.
Is this old man the same that I dropped the thing off with, or that I?
It isn't. You dropped this off at the Fens. It's a different guy. He looks like he could be a brother or a cousin, but yeah. You two have not met before.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
The Fens is the town to the south. You're in Stormfield. But it is a little franchise, we'll say.
Oh, so this is not where I went to.
No.
Oh, then why are we here?
To get your staff.
Yeah, I thought I was picking up my staff here because I thought this was the place I had it commissioned.
It's the same business. It's not the same town in the sense that this is their warehouse, is what I was trying to describe. This isn't where, like,
Yeah,
because it's quiet. This isn't where, and there's
Right,
shelves and shelves of
gotcha.
stuff. This isn't exactly where things are made to an extent.
Gotcha. Okay, I wasn't making the connection. So like the place at the fence is like where I dropped it
The where,
off, but they have like a where like their separate warehouse
yeah, this is a larger
here and stuff.
building than the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Sorry.
In that case, Sebastian will go ahead and approach said old man.
Okay.
Just give him a greeting.
He looks up from his ornamental something or other that he's polishing, sets it down. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome on in. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I had stopped by some time ago at your shop in over in the Fens to have a staff commissioned. Just wondering if it would be ready.
Well, commission work is generally checked on down at the other shop, but it might have been enough time. How long ago?
DM, how long ago would that have been? It's been a
Probably
while.
weeks at least. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
In real life, way more than weeks, but like
yeah,
in game, it's been weeks. Yeah.
I think it's been several weeks now. We did have to. I was away for some time.
He nods slowly, doesn't say anything, and kind of pushes back on the counter. The stool scoots on. That's a hard sentence. The stool scoots, and you can hear that like kind
School
of.
stoots.
Damn it. You know what I mean. Uh, and creaks and he gets up. Well, what's your name? Yeah, there's probably a name, not a number.
Sebastian.
Sebastian, he mutters over and over to himself, heading back into the shop. Fine. God damn it. He goes through the shop for a while. Client, you can hear some things falling, and he's cursing to himself. There's like some canes on the ground and various things like that. And he comes back with a long piece of cloth in a bundle. It's about as tall as the old guy. He's shorter than you, and he sort of carries it at an angle up to the counter. There's Sebastian written on the cloth, and he sets it down on the counter. I believe this is what you're looking for.
Yes, excellent. Mind if we take a look?
No, it's yours. I believe you paid for it already. I was told I had to affix something to it. I have some small tools here. I can manage that.
Oh no, that's no problem. I figured I would go ahead and do that step myself. Just personal touch.
An aspiring young gentleman. I like that. And you?
Yeah.
He kind of pushes the bundle over to you on the table. I mean, on the bench. Whatever those things are called, countertops. I told you I'm freaking tired.
Same. Sebastian would go ahead and unwrap it. And
As you
kind of look it over.
go ahead. Yeah, as you unwrap it, the bundle kind of comes apart, and there's like a softer layer of cloth under it. They seem to really care about what they made. What you see in front of you is a cherryish, orangish staff with a deep, not knot, but like almost layers of twisting patterns of colors in this wood. As it travels up the staff, the wood is finely polished and sanded down to where like it's smoother than stones or many other things that you've come across. There's not much. It's almost like silk to the touch, but with a firmness of this very strong wood. It looks almost like it's been chemical or heat treated, perhaps some other method that you don't know. You're not a woodworker, but it's a fine piece of wood. At the top of it, it's also got a heft to it when you pick it up. Not too much, but enough to know that it's sturdy and can probably dish out a beating. At the top of it, the wood curls around into what almost looks like roots twisting around where the stone would be. It's looks like it's made directly to your dimensions. It has your name inscribed on it and also the workman under it. Sebastian has food in the moment, so we're going to pause for a second while he takes care of that.
Sorry, I had to step away for just a second. But we're back.
That's okay. Where did you leave off? Because I continued to describe it, and then I was like, wait, you need to hear it.
Yeah, you were mentioning that it was pretty much made to like the exact way I described.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and the so it's very well made. And at the top of it, there's a perfect area in what looks like roots of a tree or something like that sort of wrap around where the crystal would be.
He just kind of picks it up and kind of looks it over, just kind of admiring it. Just, this is very excellent work. You made pretty much exactly as I imagined it.
We're pretty good at that. Folks come from all around, you know. It's
I can see why.
yeah. We've been
Appreciate
around
it.
for
Thank you
some
very much.
time. You're welcome. I hope
Yeah,
it treats
and,
you well.
I'm sure it will. And he will slide over 15 gold.
Sweet. Guildman pockets the gold and nods his head. I wish you all some safe travels.
Thank you. And we'll head out with his
Right on.
fancy new staff.
Fancy new staff. We can add that to your thing. I want to make a better card for it at some point, but not today. Unless you want to add it to your inventory.
I think I did already have a staff under my equipment in my inventory. As like
a placeholder.
Because that was
There are stats I want to give you with it, so
Oh,
yes.
okay.
We'll not worry about that today.
Okay.
I have to look it over again. It's been a minute. I had notes for it, and I don't know where it is because I have like a bunch of notes. So,
All good.
it was quite a few sessions ago.
Yeah.
Okay. You have your staff, and you all step out into the warmth of Stormfield. Once again, lots of traffic going by. It's the afternoon. It's Busy time. Where would you like to go?
I guess now would be a good time to head to the inn and rest up.
Leo, Sebastian?
Yeah,
I mean,
sounds
Gertie?
good. I
Cool.
mean, yeah, we can head to the inn. We should probably find a place to store the cart first. There are places where we can store the cart, right? And the camel. Like, what are the? I want to call
There
them stables, but that's not the right word.
there are stables, yes, that people in general use. You are carrying precious cargo. They may not be the most secure things, unless you want to have guards or someone sleeping in the cart tonight.
Hmm.
You also
Yeah,
do
that
have that warehouse that you might be able to convince someone in your criminal contacts to use that warehouse
That's
again.
yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest. Where we picked
Yeah,
it up from originally would probably be safe.
yeah.
Or safer.
we'll head to the warehouse first to drop off the cart. Hopefully, we can convince them. We'll see. I don't know. I have
Knock
to.
on wood.
Leo has to report in anyways and tell him, "Hey, there's some fuck shit in the woods."
The whole time we're on the way, Sebastian would just be kind of continuously admiring the new staff and just kind of mumble to the party like, well, if we ever need some more woodwork done, I think I know who we should go to.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of wood right there.
Mm-hmm.
Guardian, I heard you had a statement for a second there, but didn't quite hear the whole thing.
No, that was I don't know what my mic was picking up. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Oh, okay. All good. Um, so you guys make your way towards the docks. You cross the bridges that you see going across the river there. They're quite ornamental. There's little candles in them that seem to always be replenished uh, every time you've been to this city, which is only twice by now, but it's notable. Um, you make your way towards uh, those yellow buildings, which would be uh, where your warehouse was last time. Out of the front of it, it's closed. There's a door that's closed. It's doesn't have a sign or anything on it. These buildings are made of what seem to be sand and clay or something. They all kind of mash together. But you are at that tree where you were when you last were at this place. It seems quiet. There's no signage out front. Um, yeah, but you have made it to that place. Not much else to
Um,
say.
I'll go and dig around a little bit. Leo hops off the front of the cart, looks around. It there's uh he'll try knocking, I guess.
Okay. So there's a large door to this, like double doors, like big old ones that you could like have a tall cart go through there, maybe even a boat. Though there's no water there, but I'm just describing the size. And then to the right there is a wooden man door. Has a big old bar across it and a small window. Leo, you go up to it and knock on it. You hear some rummaging on the other side. The window pops open, has a little grate over it. You know the type.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do for you?
In using thieves can't, so it'll be weird, strange double talk, etc., etc., etc. We need a place to stash that for the time being, and also I need to talk to, who's in charge.
They
I
respond
gotta
with,
report. I gotta report with what happened in the Red Forest.
they look you up and down before responding and kind of peer over to the side. You can see their eyes just kind of trying to get a look on at your cargo. They respond in thieves' can't. You have to come in and talk. I can't. We can't do this here. And
Well,
the thing closes.
obviously.
As you're saying that, the window thing closes in front of your eyes. Doesn't even give you a chance to say it.
Mm-hmm.
After a moment, you hear like some metallic scraping, and the large doors to your left start kind of moving, and then they start creaking and then are pushed out, and the guy you were just talking to is pushing out one door, goes and pushes out the other, and waves at the cart to whoever is also on the bench. I imagine Guardian or Sebastian.
I guess Sebastian would.
You see this this greasy looking, bald headed, scruffy looking guy just kind of waving at you after opening some doors. What do you do?
A scruffy looking nerf herder.
Yeah, he might have herded some nerfs.
Anyways, Sebastian will just kind of like look over to Leo, kind of like checking for approval.
Leo gestures with his one hand, just like, go on in. Just take it on in there.
All right, and Sebastian will go ahead and drive it on in.
Leo will follow in and assist closing the doors.
After the doors close, Leo, you're on the left. The guy you've been interacting with is on the right. Once the doors are closed and another bar is put across on the inside, he turns to you all, pulls out a sword, and holds it to you, Leo. Surrounding the cart are at least 15 men with crossbows drawn, pointing at your cart and the camel.
Really?
Sebastian out loud. What the fuck?
Nobody responds except for the person next to Leo. Well, you had business. Speak it. Don't mind the blades.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to stash this here because, Leo gives a short synopsis of what happened, leaving out like the gratuitous details. Basically he's like, so cultists are in town. We need a safe place to stash the cart. Is essentially what he gets at. We won't be here long. We just need a place to stop, rest, and then we'll move along.
He considers this for a moment, doesn't lower his blade, just thinking.
And also, I forgot, what was the name of my contact again? I forgot. It's been a while.
I also forgot, but he does have a name. This isn't him, but yeah. I could try and look for it.
Florence?
If it really matters. Florence? No. Could I find it? It's not important. It's gonna kill our momentum, so I'm not going to. Wait, I might have found it.
Leo will... Oh, okay.
No, I didn't find it. Sorry, went too far back.
Leo will give the name of the contact, even though the player doesn't remember it off the top of my head.
Totally.
They sent us out for a job. We told them what we were going to be planning. We were going to go check out the Red Forest, and then we were going to come back. You guys
Yeah.
gave us the cart. It was a whole thing.
The guy nods, says, "I'll go get him." Puts away his sword, and the warehouse workers that had crossbows out pointing at the cart, Sebastian and I imagine Guardian and Acaris are kind of peeking out inside the cart. Um, the crossbows are lowered; they're not put away or stowed. But the guy walks off, seemingly in between random boxes and stuff. It's where you'd expect him to go. Certainly not the foreman's office.
Leo will go and lean up against the cart, just to find a place to lean against, just thunk against it.
Sure.
Everybody just remain calm. Honestly, this is basically a norm for them.
After some time, you've all kind of settled. Tensions have kind of dropped in the room. It doesn't seem like murder is about to go down. He comes back, and your contact from quite a while ago is in tow, wearing a rather nice little jacket. They seem like they've been doing well for themselves. He walks up to Leo. It's been a while. Heard a little bit about your trek.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I'm here. There's problems. A lot of them.
Well, seeing as when we left off we were fair and square, I think if I at the very least store this for you overnight, you're gonna have to give me something or do something. Take your pick.
Sure, fine. We'll help you out with something, I guess, depending upon what it is.
Now I'm gonna do you one up. Normally, I'd ask you to shuffle something off to the fens or maybe off to the east or something, but it seems like our little cult problem is getting worse.
Oh, you have no idea. It is so much worse. So much worse. Oh my god, it is the worst possible scenario. They basically have an army in those woods. It is the worst possible scenario. That
Yeah.
bone tower they were talking about, it's technically just a tower. I don't know whether it's made of bones or whatever, but it's literally got like a floor full of sand, and underneath that sand is literal flesh. Okay? Like muscles and sinews beneath a thing of sand. It is horrifying. Leo goes off on this whole like 3-minute rant about just all the shit that was in that forest.
As you're doing this,
Like,
your contact just kind of looks at the floor, looks at you, and then when you're done, just kind of doesn't respond, looks at you, and blinks for a minute, shakes his head. Well, anyway, we're a criminal organization. You see, we're not too worried about who's in charge of the land, though this cult has been bothering us quite a bit. We're not feeling as passionate as you are about this whole thing, but we do need to protect our business. I have a proposal for you. I need to make money while I can. You have a crusade of some sort. I could send you out on a small errand and store this for you or take some money from you or whatever, but I have a shipment I'd like to cross the Nandaral Channel. I was wondering if you could escort it.
which
I have a boat.
direction is that in?
westward, across the ocean. The Nandral Channel. You're from inland, I know, but it's we could call it a skinny ocean, but it's certainly not a river. Across to the other continents, I'm trying to say. I have a
Mm-hmm.
shipment that needs to go on to Tarbent. Things have to be a little carefully covered here in Stormfeld. Tarbent is a little looser, if you catch my drift. I could use some help in securing this cargo across the channel, and you might get some help on the other end. At least someone who might care a little more than me, because I'm in it for the money, bub.
Well, I can guarantee if the cult isn't removed, you won't be making money.
This
In
could be a
fact, you'll
tall
start
tale.
hemorrhaging it. Of course. Because why would the half-injured criminal who just wandered into town lie about a cult with a bone tower? Sure.
Yeah, that does sound tall. That does sound weird. You're right.
Yeah. I'm just warning. I'm just making sure to give you a warning. Okay? If you think that somebody across the channel will help, fine. I'll try and dig into that. Sure. Might take a little while, though.
Sailing has those traits.
We're gonna need at least a day to sort ourselves out for travel. We're gonna head back to our home base for at least a little while. Shouldn't take more than a few days to get there and back, and then we can try and cross the channel from here. Does that sound amicable?
Kind of need the shipment to move faster than that, but the contact looks to the side at Sebastian on the cart. What do they want to do?
That's what I'm going to discuss with them.
I'll give you time. I know. And he walks off.
I guess yeah. Leo will bring Sebastian to so we can sit in the cart for a minute. He
A
just
little.
calls Sebastian.
Go ahead. I was gonna say some
He
bullshit.
just
Go ahead.
Yeah, he just calls Sebastian to move into the cart.
All right.
Okay, so in order for us to leave this here for a short while, they're making a whole ordeal out of this. It's fine. It's whatever. They want us to deliver something across the channel. It's going to take a while. Obviously, it's going to be a whole ordeal.
Are we sure
But
crossing an entire ocean is in the cards at the moment? Given although we just went through in the length of time it took us just to do this other job.
unfortunately,
I mean, talk about a tall order.
yeah, don't get me started. Having us make a delivery across to a different continent, that's going to be a problem.
And we still
It's
have
going to be a
to you still have to return to Buckle Mill, make a plan, and who knows what trouble we might run into across the ocean.
I do want to make it clear that there are a couple options here that you don't have to cross the channel just to have them store your cart. They're just kind of upping the ante for potential militant support for your situation. For storing the cart, it's just either a fee or a small chore. Like, I'm just trying to make that distinction. He's just offering a second thing that you can't do.
Basically, he's giving us a chance to earn more favors so that they'll help us in the future. Is what I'm getting at. Is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you guys are basically nobodies. Nobody really knows you. One of you's from a clan, one of you is a scholar, one of you is a criminal from Baclamel, which is a decent sized town, but like you're all relatively unknown. You don't have what I would call a hero's weight in the sense of like it's hard to just talk to someone and go like, yeah, I'm gonna raise an army, being like, oh, I don't like these other guys, you know. So if so, this guy is just kind of like, well, you could earn a bit of that by doing this big job, or I'm not saying it's the only way that you can get militant support. There are other ways, there are other sources. All this is just a channel, an option, an avenue that you have in front of you.
Yeah, like we can't expect everyone to just take us at our word right now, because I mean, we don't really have the clout to pull that weight.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and the
it sounds
cult
like
is
we have
classically
proof.
stealthy. Like you are now aware that they own thousands of rings of invisibility. That's a massive power. So they tend to work quite stealthily. So most of the world is not even aware of this massive danger. They don't. The criminal underworld has been experiencing issues with their traffic and their shipments because of the cults, but the clan that runs this town, if they're aware of it at all, they're trying to pretend it doesn't exist, because they're trying to save face and you know act like the world is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because to most people, they think it is.
They ask you how you are, and you say you're fine, but you're not fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's entirely up to you guys. If we
So
go
this
back
is
to
a big
Baclamel,
decision.
yeah, if we
Whatever
go
you
back
do
to
from this
Baclamel,
point is big, as far as where we go and what we do.
mm-hmm.
Take time if you need it. Just pay the man some money and stay the night and think about it further if you need. That kind of thing, you know? You don't have to answer right now.
I let me check something. Un momento.
Okay. No problem.
Where is? Oh, I do got a little bit of money at the very least. I can pay them here to store the cart for at least a little while. I don't know how much they'll charge me, but at least we'll have the cart covered, and then we can head to the inn and go over details further from there.
Okay. That works. Everybody cool with that?
Sorry, what was that?
Oh,
I-
Leo is proposing paying for the cart to stay overnight so you can take time to make that decision, at least over the night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I concur.
Okay.
Encore. All right. Leo, you have your word. You are currently in the cart with the rest of the party. You've had a discussion about the situation.
I'll walk over to the guy who pointed his sword in my face.
Mm-hmm.
So if I give you a little bit of money, can you just store this here for the night? We're gonna discuss our options or food and drink and stuff like that.
Boss says that'll be fine. It'll be 5 coins. Sorry. 3 GP.
3 GP? Okay.
I was about to do 3. I was about to do like silvers and coppers and stuff, but I don't know what's going on with my brain. So just 3 gold pieces.
I mean, 3 silver pieces would be pretty nice.
Nah, they're
Damn.
nah. 3 gold pieces for the night. Yeah. I was about to do some stupid math in my head. I'm telling you guys, I'm so wiped.
Good.
Been doing manual labor for 17 hours in the past 2 days, including today. So I'm like,
Leo will pay the man and we will begin to make our way to the tavern, I guess, in wherever.
Sure. So you pay the guy, and Crasted, Acris, and the rest of you, I assume, exit the cart and head out of the warehouse.
Yeah.
All right. It's the middle of the day. You all are walking across. Crasted is wearing his cloak as usual. And you head your way to the inn. It's by the upper quarter. On the map there, the large sort of triangular building that is to the south of that park, the point, that's where the tavern is. The tavern / inn. When you arrive, it's evening. Discussions and shopping and all that has taken a good amount of your day. You all are extremely tired. You just ran through the forest for several days. Weary and stinky. You all roll up to the tavern. Everybody's kind of having a good time, drinking. There's music playing, that sort of thing. When you all step in, your appearance and raggedness just kind of throws people off as you're stepping in. Some of the music sort of gets quiet, and people kind of look at you for a second. Some shrugs happen. People get back to their business. The music picks up again, and you're now in the tavern.
I was about to go. If we're gonna have discussions about private things, is there any really good spot to do it in this place? Like a corner or somewhere that would be a lot more private.
You could rent a room, or I would say it's too packed to have a private discussion, though the loudness of it could provide some privacy, but you might have eavesdroppers.
Yeah.
Private room sounds good.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to use a private room just so we have some modicum of security.
Mm-hmm.
So probably go where we need to go and rent a room so we can have a nice quiet discussions about doodads and things.
Yeah, we should also order some decent food too. I would murder for some good food right now.
You probably wouldn't have to get something into our system.
Yeah. Should I just? Yeah, I'll go. Excuse me. He'll like go over to like the bartender or whoever is in charge of like everything.
Okay. You walk up to the bar, and the tiefling bartender walks over to you. What can I get you, honey?
Yeah, we need to borrow a private room and a giant pile of food.
You want that in the room?
Yes.
We have a folding table we could put in there, and you could all eat there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Just wait over in the corner there. I'll get you your key, and the food will be up soon after.
Cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
She immediately goes back to her bartending duties, pouring out drinks for others, picking up pots and putting them in the back. Um, After a minute, she rummages over in the corner, finds you guys a key, and walks over to you and hands it to you and directs you guys upstairs. It's on the third floor. Akris, to update you, we are at the tavern in Stormfeld, which is the coastal town that you were at a while back. And y'all are about to go up there and have a discussion. And you've rented a private room.
Okay then.
All right. You guys make your way up, and you kind of settle yourselves in your room, just standing around. About 5 minutes later, someone comes up with a table and a bunch of like, I wouldn't call them benches, but they're like basically de facto little stools for you to sit on, and they put them around the table up uh in the room. They mentioned that food will be out in a while, and yeah, then they close the door, and you are all in a private space.
Sebastian, could you check the vicinity for what's?
Mm-hmm. And pop another bloop.
Your one detects some latent magic on the bed. No observing cultists.
What kind of magic is on the bed? And why is there
Nothing
magic on the bed?
Nothing you need to worry yourself about. Just some adult fun.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
well, I mean, magic does have various uses.
Certainly does.
We probably don't want to use that bed.
While
Other
he's-
than some unsanitary conditions, we should be relatively safe.
while he's kind of doing that, I think Guardian is going to cast Flock of Familiars and summon the little rat gang, and have it to where they are, and kind of send them out of the room a little bit, and kind of have them posted out just to make sure no one is like, someone decides like, oh, they went into this room and tried to peep. Basically. Yeah. Kind of an extra layer of security while we're having this nice little private discussion. Have a little rat gang kind of hide near enough, if possible, near enough to keep an eye out on the door, just to make sure.
One of the rats finds a pile of linens in the corner of the hallway. Another rat finds a little crack in the wall. Another scurries down and is just kind of immersed in the sound and the busyness of the lower floor. They're all just kind of observing. They don't see anything too unusual, but they'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah. Just little, yeah, my little devil rats.
Yeah.
Just living their best life.
So as far as you know, this room is relatively safe.
I don't like your wording of that, but I will trust you. I'll just go. Um, um, Guardian, after kind of letting the rats out and making sure they're in position, kind of shutting the door, just. So, what exactly are we thinking? Are we 100% sure that the cart's going to be secure in there?
I mean, can we? Can is it? I mean, can you ever be 100% certain when you're working with criminals?
I'm not
Mm,
sure.
No offense. As he looks to Leo.
no, none taken, none taken. I am honestly one of the few exceptions, in all honesty. Most of them are like that guy back there, but it's a criminality is a spectrum. While I enjoy smuggling, some people enjoy assassination. But I get where they're coming from, even though I don't like it and don't want to agree with it. And I understand that they're not going to be able to do anything right now. I just. Unfortunately, people are too hard to deal with sometimes. So they're going to do what they have to do. I already told them what's going on. They're gonna take it with a grain of salt so that they know something's going on, but they won't believe it until they see it. Is kind of the thing, and the only way for them to see it is for them to actually go there and see it, and that's not going to happen because all that's going to do is waste more money for them. They're one of the ones that's obsessed with money, coin. It's all about money for them.
It seems like a very. No offense, but that doesn't sound like in the long term that's a good idea to really be trusting them then if they're concerned about what fills their pockets.
Well, that's the thing. The cultists are going to be taking money out of their pockets, and that's going to cause them to take action. They know what's going to happen. I already told them they're going to start hemorrhaging money soon. If they don't do something, they're going to start losing more money than they already are gaining right now. And the fact that everything's being kept quiet by the clan that runs the city, they're not going to do anything because all they're trying to do is prevent an enormous panic from ensuing. And that's not going to help anyone. Even if we were to tell the entire city what's going on in those woods, nobody's gonna believe us. Mainly because nobody really knows who we are. We don't have a name for ourselves. We don't even have a name.
I mean,
We're just a bunch of nobodies. Is the way they see it. We're gonna need time and equipment, manpower, everything just to solve the problem that is what is in that forest. But
So we're going to build a name for ourselves through smuggling jobs.
I will say smuggling leads to more things. We can go to the guard while we're still in town, say, hey, is there any work that needs to be taken care of? We'll be bounty hunters for that. Like, you got any bounties that need to get taken care of? You got any of this that needs to get taken care of? We need to find problems to solve. That makes sense. And then we get our name out there. We get, clout, essentially. And believe me, I want to go back home more than anyone right now. But I don't know.
At the rate the cult has grown, do we really have that kind of time?
Absolutely not. But we don't have a choice.
Another question. Wouldn't us trying to gain cult and popularity just put us on their radar to take us out anyways?
We're already on their radar. We're literally enemy number 463 for them, I'm guessing.
Right. So wouldn't us actually gaining popularity bump us up that list?
If they're targeting us, then that means they're not targeting other people.
My concern is, though, is we might, but that's also presuming they don't realize that there's only a few of us. Like, I understand where you're coming from, and I think it is important. It is important that we do need to figure out the way to do this, but it is. I have my reservations about going this direction, but yes, my concern is we are involving ourselves into a lot bigger mess than probably where any of us are really prepared for. So I have to wonder what if we can actually really justify going out of our way, especially in a rather questionable means of gathering reputation, if that will be something we can rest with. I'm all for helping the community that surrounds us and everything. It is just more so I am concerned about the methods of going about it.
I'm open to ideas, in all honesty. If anybody's got ideas, I'm all ears. Well, I'm all ear.
I mean, we. It is going to be difficult because if we have already gotten the attention of this group as is, and I'm sure at the end of the day they don't think we are anything of importance right now. But if we do start getting the attention of more people, is like it has been stated, we will more than likely get the attention of them even more. So I am not saying we go back to that crazy bone tower and try to dismantle it ourselves, but wouldn't it be a good idea to find more? We might use our efforts to find more of these of what we found and try to dismantle. Go from there and try to dismantle more smaller bits. Given that we already have their attention, so why not focus solely on that versus finding small things that might distract us from our what we intend to do.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea. At the very least, it's something. If we leave here, we might even be able to find what are they called, other factions like the one that was in Baklamel. If we find other places like the ones that we had in Baklamel, shut them down, they'll be a lot easier for us to handle. The smaller groups rather than, the one that obviously seems like a big main group.
That's what I'm thinking. Perhaps again, we might not be Baklamel may not be the only place that is affected by this group, so it could be. It probably wouldn't be far out of the way to find other places that might have smaller connections that we might be able to deal with, and see if any other towns might be bothered. I think. If we are going out of our way to mess with a faction or a group that is already going to cause problems, we might as well focus our sole intentions on that versus being sidetracked.
Trim the branches before cutting the tree. Got it.
That is my suggestion, of course. If others have insights on what might work better for them, I'm all for it.
Leo, you read my mind.
Yeah, that'll be. I mean, that's another reason. If we take this job that we recently, that we just got offered, it'll give us an excuse to, cross borders that we wouldn't normally be able to get to. They'll be able to, forge paperwork for us, won't cover travel expenses, but they'll at least cover travel paperwork at the very least. I'm pretty sure I can convince them of that. If we really want to, we can head back to Baklamel. Fine. I want to go there, tell my sister what's up. Say, hey, this, that, or the other thing. Also, we got this really cool place that you can hide out in case, you and Auntie need to get out of town for a little while. And then we tell them about a rug. And a rug will be at least able to, say, hey, yeah, we got this little place, just stay here, just, come with me. We'll stash you away on
Good
a
old rug.
moon. Yeah.
Good old rug. I hope all is well with him and our other friends.
Yeah.
back in
I
Baklamel.
mean, it's been a couple weeks. They're probably doing fine, I'm sure. I hope.
Cut back to Baklamel that's half burnt down because someone forgot how to cook on a stove proper.
Pokes is just going around poking everyone with swords.
Everyone's clothes are tattered. Some people are like on the ground holding their knees and rocking back and forth. There's babies crying.
Just snap cut. Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. I'm kidding.
I mean, if we don't want to, I can have a messenger. I can send out a messenger, send them to my sister, and then she can read to Arug and the others, because I'm pretty sure none of them actually know how to read. At least I'm sure one of them does. But whatever. That's not important. But if I don't know. I want to go back, but I can't. You know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is.
I am slightly worried about sending a messenger in case it may be intercepted along the way or some other
Yeah, that is
incident.
one problem that definitely needs to get worried about.
Yeah, that is. That is the scary thing is, but at some point we need to. That is the unfortunate thing too. Is if we have got the attention of them, then we either derail ourselves or we take a risk. And I'm not. Message do need to get back to to those in Bachman now, just so Aurora can take care of them. But I guess would do you think potentially if that the that they might that we might find someone that we know for sure can make it to Bachman that isn't going to either try to turn on us or be easily intercepted?
I don't think we know anybody in town, at the very least.
Leo,
Yeah.
does your sister know Thieves' Cant?
Yes. She doesn't like to use it, but she does know it. I taught her. She knows how to double talk. She knows how to, talking code. Her entire ledger that I taught her how to write is literally triple coded. I wasn't even expecting her to triple code it. I only taught her how to double code it. But no, she triple coded it so that you need like two separate freaking things just to translate what's in her ledgers.
Do you think
So triple code the message.
I mean, sure, I can send her a coded message. That's not hard.
I mean, that might be
No
the
way if
same.
it's intercepted.
Yeah.
If
No,
it's
they don't
intercepted,
intend it.
nobody's going to be able to read it. I can guarantee you that much.
At least I would
That,
hope. I mean, I can't imagine the cultists would know Thieves' Cant, right?
They might, but they wouldn't know the code.
then that to some degree might be a safe line to use. At least till we know for sure that the code isn't. This code is not pointless. That may be the route we. I mean, that might be a good route to take. Is try sending off a message, seeing if your sister gets it successfully, and then go from there.
On one of your rats is aware of someone carrying something towards them.
Going to kind of connect to their senses and just kind of see what's going on with it, right?
You're at the one that's downstairs looking at everyone, just kind of hanging out and partying and stuff. There's people going up and downstairs, but you see someone who looks like they're from the kitchen carrying a large tray of food.
Oh, okay. I was about to...
A moment
I was about to
later,
get-
yeah, a moment later, the one that's hiding in the linens in the hallway sees them walk up to your door, and all of
Okay.
you hear a knock at the door.
Yeah.
Kitchen.
Leo will get up and open the door and like step to the side.
Hi. I believe this is all your foods. I brought beer as well.
Yes.
It's not the bartender, it's someone else. They nod and set it all down at the table. If there's anything else you need, let us know. Otherwise, your visit will be 5 gold tonight.
Leo hands over 8 gold. Bring some more food up later and some extra beers.
Will do. They leave the room.
I also gave him a tip too, so they should be happy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Con, your rats see that individual go back to the kitchen. There's nothing suspicious about their activity from what you can see.
Okay. Kind of disconnect from the rats. For now, at least. Rats.
Rats.
So.
There's various seafood and wheat and all kinds of aromatic food all in front of you. Something that looks like pasta. You're not quite sure. It's a whole assortment of things. Fruits and veggies on a platter, and little personal pots of local beer, full of all the lovely floaties and a reeded straw in it. In front of each of you.
I just imagine the entire party just dives right in, just in euphoria that we actually have legit food to eat for the longest time.
This is the first meal you've had in probably over a week that isn't just some random thing you fought and killed in the forest.
Yeah. The whole party just
Chewing,
scarfing down
mowing.
food, throwing down some beers, and just
The room falls silent as all there is the sound of people eating and drinking and just kind of like focusing on their food. The discussion has somewhat paused, and a good several minutes pass by before anyone speaks up again.
Oh, I really needed that. Nothing beats good food.
Sebastian nods, still stuffing his face. Even though he is not a large individual, he eats like one.
We ordered as much food as we could possibly try to get our hands on right now.
Mm-hmm. I imagine Akris is enjoying a salad.
No, he would eat some meat as well.
Alright.
He's an omnivore.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I was stereotyping you. I'm sorry.
Yes, you were.
Oh dear.
After at some point after speak up and ask, do you even know how long it would take a letter to get from here to Bethlehem?
It's like a couple of weeks at the most, I think.
It wasn't that long to get here.
No, it was like 6 days. And then the standard safer route is probably going to be about 2 weeks. So yeah, I'd say a letter takes at most 2 weeks. If it's on foot, If it's by bird, a lot faster.
Yeah,
Do we?
I mean,
do we have a bird that could? We got some carrier pigeons up in here.
There might be someone who does in town.
we'd have to. I'd have to dig around. That's like something I would have to do tomorrow. If we would rather go start this one job, start getting, trimming some branches in the other areas, get some clout beneath us, and start trimming the branches so that we can cut the tree and pull it up at the roots. We're gonna, sending a coded letter is not going to be difficult for me to do. It's just the amount of time we have is the main problem. If what we're gonna do, if that's what we're wanting to do,
I mean, the other problem we have is if they reply to that message, how are they going to get that message to us?
From what I
my
understand, the letter.
sister,
Go ahead. I don't want to speak for you. Go ahead.
my sister is smart enough to know that if I am sending her a coded message, sending me a message back isn't going to work out.
Noted.
One-way
I
conversation there.
yeah, I am loath to admit it, but I highly respect my sister because she is way smarter than me. By like leaps and bounds. Trust me, if she really wanted to, she could study as a wizard and actually become an archmage. I have no doubts about that. That's how smart she is. And in all honesty, Auntie is one of the strongest people I know. I have literally seen her hurl men through walls.
When Leo mentions like his sister supposedly being intelligent enough to be a wizard and stuff, he is kind of like, huh.
She's smart enough to do it. I guarantee you that. She's smart enough to do it. She was never interested in magic. She was interested in, being a seamstress, and more power to her. Auntie was trying to, prevent her from following in her mom's footsteps. So, just how it is. And in all honesty, she got her brains from mom. Mom was a smart cookie too, most of the time.
I think Social Goth could use some more intelligent casters.
I think they could just use more intelligence in most cases, but sure.
That too. But there is a
I
distinct,
can.
other than us and the cult, there's a pretty distinct lack of casters.
I mean,
it's a useful practice.
I am not denying that. I am literally sitting in a room with the three most magical people I have ever met in my life. Literally everyone in the room besides Leo is a spellcaster.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially
And
so.
How weird that worked
Oh,
out.
you think we're magical?
You
Stop
are
it, you.
literally you specifically are literally have magic flowing through your blood. This one, he points to Acarus, can turn into an animal whenever they freaking want. And then we have Guardian, who is, magical in her own right.
That had big everyone's beautiful in their own way. Gave off that energy.
yeah, and for the viewers,
Yeah.
in Zoshelgoth, magic is a thing, but most people don't really bother with it. It doesn't necessarily seem to have all that much of a practical use or enough really prevalence for some people to even know it exists.
I mean, the only magic I can only do a small number of magical things, I can treat some wounds, I can make sure we get fed, I can set up an alarm so that we don't get raided in the middle of the night. Hopefully.
That's quite a bit of magic there. Um,
Mhm.
okay. So for the group, before you all head to bed and finish out your chat, just trying to get a little bit of a consensus of what you guys are planning on doing, or we could just have it go through the evening. It's up to you. It sounds like there's somewhat of a consensus happening.
We if everyone's in agreement, we will accept the job for smuggling to wherever. Leo will send a heavily coded message to his sister, and to his sister and auntie specifically. It's a whole thing. It'll just be both of them to explain stuff. And then by the evening, we can take our cart, get a new camel, or replace the camel with horses or whatever, and then we can go on our journey to trim the branches.
There is no replacing Humphrey.
Oh,
There isn't a actual replacement for Humphrey, but we need to get a new camel so that we can actually move our cart quickly. And
I am in agreement.
I'm sure our current camel could use some weight off his back.
As I was going to say, Humphrey, I think Humphrey definitely deserves a partner in crime.
Poor
Yeah.
Two Hump.
or
Rest
two
in peace,
humps.
Two Hump.
R.I.P. Two Hump.
It was a great camel.
And a loyal friend.
And a loyal friend.
All right.
And the best
So-
star pilot in the whole galaxy.
I just had this imagination of a camel in an X-wing just running down the trench of the Death Star. Anyway, wearing the rebel helmet. Okay.
And shouting out, Hump Day.
If we're gonna do this, we should probably also come up with a name for our collective group.
You could, yes. You don't have to answer it right now or think of it right now, but yeah, it's not a bad idea.
I came up with an interesting idea. The gardeners.
Gardeners. Oh, 'cause trimming branches? Hmm.
It's a dumb joke.
Sebastian's just sitting there shaking his head.
Yeah, I know. It's a dumb joke, okay?
Is it really necessary
I
for us
don't-
to
Do we
Have
to
a name
do
for
this?
our saves?
I mean,
I
there's
mean-
one thing to have a name for ourselves, but to have a name for us, is that necessary?
And Leo kind of just
And-
shrugs.
And of course, for all we know, that could paint even more of a target on our backs.
I mean, sure. I'll say this: we don't need to choose the name now. Obviously, it's a night something for the future. If we're going to stick together and be a group that hunts cultists or whatever it is that we're going to be doing in the long run, we're going to need something to go by instead of just.
We are the Four Locos.
But there's more than just 4 of us.
Oh yeah, Crested. I almost forgot about Crested. He's been so quiet. How are you holding up, Crested?
I'm good, just kind of watching you guys eat and talk and all that.
Do you? Well, I guess we haven't even thought to get your thoughts on the matter.
Uh, um, I don't really know what to do with my life at this point. I'm kind of unsure that I'm ever going to find my family. I'm just kind of along for the ride at this point, I think. But if we do find them, that'd be sweet. The trail is cold, as they say.
It is, but we'll continue trying along the way.
I can't promise that we'll find them, but if we find any hints or clues or anything, we're more than willing to help you find your family.
I appreciate that.
He nods his head, and he's just been kind of like sitting at the corner of the table, hasn't been eating, obviously, just kind of listening in on the conversation.
I mean, we also got to find a place to, maybe get you fixed up some more. Can't be walking around on those hobbly little stilts much longer. You might fall off if you're not careful.
They've served me well. They did good at Baclamal. But
Oh, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we should definitely try and find you, repairs.
I do miss my old
Upgrades,
legs, I will
people,
admit.
Upgrades.
Upgrades, people. Yes, exactly.
Upgrades, people.
Yeah, Crescent's on board with whatever you guys got going on.
Well, I suppose it's all settled then.
Alrighty. Anything else we want to do while we're in town?
Sebastian shrugs.
So for tomorrow, this might be the dumbest idea, but it's at least something we can do. We should split up, at least temporarily. I'll, go get my letter sent off make sure that's taken care of. I'll start writing it. It's before bed. Don't worry. It's not going to take me terribly long to write it properly. Probably need about 3 hours. Anyways, I'll write up the letter, make sure that gets sent off, and then I'll go and report to my contact, say, hey, we're going to take your job. Tell us all the information that we need to know, etc., etc., etc. And then you guys can go and then whoever wants to actually can go and get our cart a new camel. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Who wants to go with me to do my stuff tomorrow? All right, I'll go alone. Sounds good.
I'll stick by you. I'll stick by you. If you don't mind
All right,
my
sure.
lumining, towering self.
Yeah, nah, I don't mind it. It works just fine. So Crested will come with me. Acris, Guardian, Sebastian, you guys can work out the camel stuff. You me. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
I consider
Alright,
that burp
good
canon.
plan.
Sorry, I just had to make a note.
100%. 100%. I'm letting it be canon.
All right. So as you guys are finishing up your discussion, and the day is kind of fading away, the sunset has gone down, or the sun has gone down, and more food and drink has been brought to your room. It's a rather large room. There's enough space for you all to sleep if you want, unless you want actual individual beds. But to be honest, the floor of a inn is like luxury compared to what you've been doing in the past week or two. Yeah, anything else you want to do before the evening? Do you want to take watches? What are your thoughts there?
But how are people supposed to tell time if we take their watch?
Ha 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 ha.
Lie to me.
I think taking watches would be a smart idea. At least, I mean, we're all in this room. We might as well. I'll set up an alarm just in case. Keeping watches active even in a tavern is a smart decision, is my personal opinion, when we are dealing with what we are currently dealing with.
All right. So, the party begins to settle in. Bedrolls are laid out. Clothes are set up over a fire to dry out. People are doing their various things that they do in the evenings. As bed, who wants to take first watch? I should say. There will be 3. Crasted cannot kind of always be on standby, but he does not have his chair with him. So,
Leo will take first watch.
okay.
He also has to, stay up and write, a letter.
That makes sense. Oops. Dang it. Rolling some dice, don't mind me.
Mine's intensely.
Oh, God.
Blows up dice with my mind.
Ugh. Fingers on temples.
My fucking pancake.
Okay, actually, this. God damn it.
Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I enjoy it. Uh, the Let's take a quick intermission, a bio break, or whatever you guys need to do. I want to try out this fancy new intermission thing, and then we'll come back after and see how Leo's evening goes as everyone goes to bed.
Sounds good.
We will not be back in 20 minutes, but you know it's there. Let's change that. Here we go.
Alrighty, break time.
Yeah. All right, we're back, and the party is sleeping in the hotel, if you want to call it that, in the middle of Stormfell. It is evening, and Leo's taking first watch. He's sitting studiously with a quill and some classical music playing. There's no classical music. Writing himself a letter. Leo, as you're writing, your evening goes uneventfully. Your shift is clean. You finish up your letter. You pack it away for tomorrow's sending off.
Yes, it is triple coated, reversed, and triple coated again. It's a whole ordeal. It is beneath a giant pile of various twists and turns of a letter is the hidden message that is buried beneath all of it.
Excellent. To your knowledge, it is as secure as a letter can be. And particularly secure because it's to your sister, who you have some informal things only between you two that you can speak that no one else should be able to crack.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to pick the next watch, Sebastian or Guardian.
He'll like lean over and shake Sebastian.
Mm.
It's your watch, bud.
All right.
I'm just gonna poke my head outside real quick. And then Leo will poke his head outside the room door and just look around. Anything weird going on
Roll
outside the
perception.
room?
Roll perception, please.
Ugh, 9.
To your knowledge, it is a quiet hallway in the middle of the night. Not a mouse was stirring.
Leo will take the time before, going to bed, and he will alarm the door and the room. And does our room have a window? I don't know.
It does. It has a standard one of those windows that's just pure wood. Like, you can open it and see outside. You can close it and not see outside. You know what I mean?
Ah, a shutter. Got it.
A shutter, because glass doesn't exist in Shelgoth. So, yeah.
I thought it was just rare.
Okay, yes, in some instances it might exist, but for a standard building, no, it's not going to have it. Like, Crasted's
enough.
house had some, but yeah.
Yeah, he'll set up an alarm so that'll in case someone tries to, sneak around.
Okay.
And then he'll curl up into a corner and take his rest.
Right on.
Right
Sebastian.
Right on.
Sebastian, is there anything you want to accomplish while you're in your watch?
Mm-hmm. No. First thing, Sebastian would just kind of like sit up, just leaning against the wall, facing the door.
Yeah.
Just kind of holding the staff across his lap, keeping an eye out. I guess he would just keep his eye out for a few minutes first, make sure nothing seems to be awry.
Out the door? Or the window?
Yeah, sure.
Perception, please.
Perception. Wow.
You look out the window and you see the moon. It's a very clear night. You see the stars. Around you is various people walking on the street. It's pretty quiet out. You hear a cat like doing that meow thing. That's about it though. Do you attempt to affix the crystal to your staff during this time?
You know what? Since everything seems all calm and fine and dandy, once he's kind of like settled and confident that everything is chill, yeah, he'll go ahead and he'll kind of sit back down, just kind of cross-legged, leaning against the wall with this staff across his lap again, and just kind of carefully take one of the I'll say it's a blue crystal out of his pack.
Sick.
And just kind of look at just kind of like glance at it a bit, and just like kind of like rubbing his thumb on it, just kind of observing it for a moment.
Yeah. It's traveled with you through some intense and funny and sometimes scary things. It still
And
looks
just
to
kinda,
be
like,
in wonderful shape.
turning- Yeah, and also just kind of like turning it over in his hand and stuff. And then he'll kind of start to pick up his staff, towards the top end of it, and proceed to carefully make the attempt to insert said crystal into the head of the staff.
Sick. Roll me survival and arcana, both.
Oh boy. Okay. Here's the survival. Oh my.
Interesting.
Wow. This is literally on a 17. And then rolled back to a 3.
Ugh,
Wow. Wow.
awful.
Cucked by the dice again.
I know.
Okay.
I swear I don't have anything like, as far as I know, like making the rolls bad.
And
Okay.
14 for the Arcana?
All right. Do you attempt to lash it, or do you attempt to just insert it in the space that was crafted by the craftsman?
Just kind of insert it, just like it's slotting in.
Okay. As you do, you kind of struggle with it for a while. You're sort of also nervous about putting it all together on your own. You don't want to mess up the crystal or the staff itself, and yeah. As you do so, you're impressed by how well thought out the thing is, because the head of the staff is it looks like a tangle of roots and stuff kind of twisting around it. And you find a pathway eventually where you can move the crystal around, move it forward this way and back another way, and it's almost like a jigsaw puzzle you're finding out. Then a final click as it just sort of slots into place, and for some reason the staff's wood seems to actually interact with the crystal, and it glows, and you can actually see the wood around the crystal become a blue, as if the crystal is sending roots into the wood. You also see an orange core come out of the wood and up into the crystal and sort of slots it in place. They are now together and as one.
His eyes would just widen. He's just kind of holding the staff and watching this happen and observing. Just kind of shooketh and like in awe and just not
Yeah.
knowing what just happened.
To your knowledge, strange magic is happening before your eyes, and you're not really sure what's going on. You thought it was just a normal carved piece of wood, but there you have it.
I guess he'll kind of start like kind of turning the staff in his hands and just kind of like running his hand down it, just like just kind of feeling like how it's changed properties in any way. And just
Yeah,
kind of just trying to wrap his head around it, trying to figure out like what just happened.
staff
Like
itself.
did
Go ahead.
did the guy actually like make a actual like staff like imbued with magic, or is this like somehow the crystal like reaching like transferring its magic into the staff, or what's going on?
It's kind of hard to tell which. Um, the staff itself seems to emanate with the same crystal energy as it did on its own, but the staff has taken on those properties as well. Physically, it feels about the same as it did in the shop. That smooth, silky, but tough exterior. Perhaps a bit more durable almost. Maybe scratch resistant.
I guess he'll just kind of stand up with it, and then just kind of not really like slam it on the ground, but just kind of like put it to the ground, just kind of holding it up, and like almost in like a pose or like a stance.
Are you imagining a particular amount of light coming from it?
Just a little dim, kind of glow, I guess.
It seems to meet your expectations in your mind for the feeling you were going for when you stood up and did that.
Oh. Gonna tilt his head and picture the color magenta.
The crystal goes from a neutralish blue color, as you would expect from that crystal, and begins to move over to magenta. In a moment, the entire room is glowing pink.
Huh. And we'll kind of change it back to blue, but this time more of like a deep blue, almost like sapphire.
The indigo dark glow seems to permeate the room, almost a blacklight effect. Whites are popping. It seems to respond to your mind whenever you're imagining a form of light or amount of light. Oh, human without dark vision.
Wait, what?
I was just saying, you're human without dark vision. It's particularly useful.
Yeah. Basically free dark vision from this.
I mean, sort of. It does give your position away. But yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
it seems to respond to your thoughts about, like, when you sort of intend at it to glow in a certain way or not glow, it'll do that.
And he'll kind of I guess sit back down again with it. Just basically just sits there just staring at it in awe for just not knowing what to make of this.
It's an awfully strange
for
object.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, he'll just kind of like take out his notes and just start like furiously scribbling notes while just looking back and forth at the staff and scribbling down his notes.
Right on. The rest of your shift goes uneventfully. Well, it's as you make it. Enough time passes to where you've been busy writing and studying about this interaction with your staff, but it is now Guardian's time to watch.
I imagine the way this goes down, and he realizes it's Guardian's turn. Is he just kind of just fiercely, taking his notes, looking at his staff, looking at his notes, looking at his staff, and then finally just hits them suddenly that are like, oh, I've completely lost track of time, and he's just kind of like eyes just shoot up, and just kind of turns to Guardian, and just kind of nudges.
Just kind of waking up. Just it's my turn then.
So the whole time, at this point, he's still just staring at his staff in awe, and just goes like, yeah, lost track of time. I think it's your watch now." Just still in awe, staring at the staff.
Just kind of looking at him. Just, are you okay there?
Yeah.
You're only very invested into your staff there.
Yeah. And then he'll kind of look up at her, and so right now his staff is like the deep blue, and he'll just turn to Guardian. Think of a color.
Any particular reason?
I'm just curious about something.
She will think of the color red.
But she doesn't say it out loud.
No, she doesn't say it aloud.
Nothing happens.
What color are you thinking of?
Red.
Still nothing
Sebastian is now
happens.
thinking about. Sebastian starts thinking about red.
The staff begins glowing red.
That's a very interesting trick.
Interesting indeed. As he wheels it back to the sapphire.
And it shifts to that sapphire blue. It seems to only respond to your thoughts, Sebastian.
Right.
Is your staff going to distract you for a while?
Maybe.
I
He just kind of keeps going back and forth between the staff and his notes.
Sleep is not happening.
She just kind of sighs and just kind of begins to watch.
Okay.
Yeah. At this point, I think Sebastian would probably just be like, keep at this until he eventually just like falls asleep in that position with the staff still in the lap.
You just pass out, kind of slumped over the staff. It's not making any color or light at the moment. Just looks
Yeah,
like a
he
regular
would just
staff.
he would just kind of lean back and just slump against the wall and fall asleep sitting up against the wall.
Guardian,
Just
is there
mouth
anything you want?
agape. Just mouth agape, totally snoring.
Maybe a dribble of drool, just a little bit. Or a nose bubble. I don't know. Guardian, is there anything you want to accomplish during your watch?
I'm trying to think if there's anything really in particular. Hmm, not really. I think for the most part, she's just gonna kind of keeping the egg relatively close to her. Just kind of keep an eye on, just kind of keep watch of stuff.
Okay. Roll me perception, please.
Oh boy, I like perception rolls.
Oh, seeing is good.
13. Eyeballs
Alright.
are useful.
As you're sitting in the room and listening around for things and just kind of taking in your surroundings, being attentive and awake, but you're honestly quite tired after your journey. You think you hear someone on the other side of the wall, like maybe moving around in their bed or snoring or some sort of noise over there. But other than that, your watch goes by peacefully. You begin to see the sunlight poke through the cracks of that window shutter. It is now morning.
Excellent.
Uneventful is the answer.
I like the sound of that.
It is a new day. The city is getting louder, and people are going about their business. You can hear various folks walking in the hall outside your door. Like, not tons, just people exiting their rooms and stuff.
Kind of close the grimoire she has and just. Alright, well, it's nice to see that nothing happened. She kind of murmured to herself as kind of waits for everyone to get up.
Yeah. I assume everyone wakes up in their own time. There's some food left over on the table. Some are snacking and just kind of taking care of their things, packing up, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Sebastian would probably just like wake up like still kind of slumped over the staff and just like his eyes basically it's like creaking open.
Krusty's.
I hate to be a bother. I do hate to be a bother. Can somebody help me with my bandages?
Sure. More than happy to help you.
Sweet. Leo, while they aren't needed, they don't need to be changed. They, need to be cycled out to, be cleaned every now and then. They aren't for sanitary purposes anymore. They're mostly for, obvious reasons.
Yeah. More like clothes in a sense, but like to cover disfigurements and stuff.
Yeah.
So as Sebastian wakes up with
It's easier to walk around while bandaged instead of, showing everything off.
For sure.
showing off the goods.
Sebastian, you were saying something?
Yeah, as Sebastian wakes up with the staff like start glowing again.
What color are you picking?
Same color. I think just
Okay.
that like the sapphire blue I think would be just what I would keep it at.
Yeah, that nice
standard.
default.
Is it active?
Yeah.
Is it actively letting off light?
Yes. Like it fills the room with light when it's dark anyway. But yeah. Think of it like a lantern.
Hmm.
I'm
I
kind of like
would
imagining.
recommend.
I'm like imagining like as he wakes up and his eyes creak open, the light like brightens with his like eyes opening.
Yeah, it's often as you're
Like it's
waking up, it
powering
just
up.
starts
Like
to
it's
glow.
powering up.
It's
Yeah, it's like
like a
powering up with
mood.
him.
It's a mood ring.
Yeah.
A mood staff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Suddenly the crystal in the middle turns black.
yeah.
Oh.
Depression.
Well, that's cool and all, and it's real nice. I recommend not walking through town with your staff shining like a beacon.
Oh. Whoops. You know, that kind of just, I guess, will it to stop glowing.
It looks. It's not emanating any light anymore. It's still a nice
Okay,
staff,
Great.
but it's not like it could draw attention just because of how nice it is. But I mean, you're a sorcerer. You're not never. You're always seen with some sort of staff. Every sorcerer is. So
Just like gets up. Might have to practice keeping control of that. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So you guys are on camel duty, and I gotta go get a letter delivered. We'll meet back up at the warehouse.
Sounds good to me.
That's good.
Well, you're coming with me, Crasted, so you know.
Well, yeah, I'm just agreeing to the plan.
Yeah. Right. All right. See y'all there. Leo takes Crested to find a mail system if there is one.
yeah. You ask around town, and you're directed across the river again, up into the top right corner of the map, and onto a rooftop. You climb a ladder. It's like a wooden ladder with like leather wrapped around it to create rungs. That's what they're called. And on top of this roof, there is a giant coop full of pigeons cooing and cawing, and there's even a couple cages with what look like falcons too. They have the little things covering their eyes and stuff. And a grizzled middle-aged man with white curly hair looks over at you. Hi, I have a
Hi.
letter. You have a letter for me?
Yeah. Baklamel?
Aquamel. Ah, yes. I think this pigeon's been there. He walks over and picks out a pigeon from the cage and pulls it out. That'll be a gold piece, please.
Pulls out.
Any
Can it be delivered to us if... Go ahead.
I think you were about to say what I was about to say. Do you want it in a specific place, or I don't have a fellow, I don't have a station over there, but I can try to put it somewhere.
Yeah. Leo gives the shit. What was the name of Auntie's place?
I don't remember, but it was
Okay.
a brothel.
I don't remember. Yeah, it was a brothel. I know it has a name. I also know there's Rojar Taylor's, and that's his sister's house. So, like, one
Yeah.
of those two places
After
describes, like, the general buildings and such.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
he looks at you and goes, I mean, it's not a... I could probably get it to the party hall. I'll try to have the pigeon go here, but she might have to go looking for it. But it'll get to her eventually.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Leo will like make sure to like write a tag on it so that it's like his sister or auntie. Like it has both their names on it.
Yeah, so if someone finds this pigeon hanging out, they might see that it's a carrier pigeon and deliver the letter to her. This is fairly standard stuff
Mm-hmm.
in this time and age. And
Leo will put it down 2 gold. Just that's just a little extra.
mighty fine, thank you. He bites the other one and puts it in his pocket. The other one goes into some sort of tub near the pigeons.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a lovely day. Climbs back down the ladder.
As you're climbing back down the ladder, the pigeon man seems to be whispering to the pigeon. He kind of like looks at you really quick and then turns away and just kind of like holds it up close to his face and is like petting it and stuff. He's a bit odd.
Yeah. I mean, any person who
giving the
owns
pigeon-
pigeons is odd.
Giving the pigeons a little pet on the head. My precious.
Can I try
Definitely has
and
that
pick up
vibe.
what he's saying?
Give me perception. Unless you got something fancy.
Okay. 13.
You are unable to pick it
Do
up.
I have something fancy? No, I don't have anything fancy for that right now.
Okay. Oh, everybody please take a long rest. I forgot to say that at the beginning of the morning. But yeah, long rests all around.
I don't want.
Alrighty. Second. Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to choose, Leo?
Not without the rest of the crew. I mean, I don't know. There's not much I can buy inventory-wise.
Do you head to the stables then?
Sure,
Like-
I'll head to the stables. If it was done that quick, I'll head towards the stables. I don't know how
This
How
ordeal
long,
probably took you about 45 minutes walking around town trying to find someone who knows about a mail carrier service.
Mm-hmm.
And then taking care of it. The other group, let's switch to you. Sebastian, Guardian, and Acris. You have done a similar thing, asking around town and finding yourself stables where animals are being kept and held, but some are also for sale. A small selection. It's not like a large market like that other one. And I guess I could give you a location. The stables are within that courtyard to the bottom right of the map. I couldn't think of the word map. That's how fucked up I am right now. How tired I am is what I mean. The building with the tree next to it, kind of near the entrance to the city. On the inside of that is a bunch of rows of stables and a pasture, and then a small shack to one side with a cordoned off area. There's someone sitting outside the shack. They have a nice wide hat on.
As we're approaching the stables, Bash will pipe up. You know, I almost think I would like we should. I kind of want to bring Humphrey along to pick one out. You know, just make sure we pick one out that we know they get along with.
Do you have a means of communicating with Humphrey to see if who might get along with him?
Well, I don't myself, but I believe Icarus does. I think that's how we picked out Humphrey originally.
I believe so as well.
That is
Someone
good.
did.
Huh?
Leo, you're
What
not
do you
currently.
think?
They're talking about talking to animals. Leo, you're currently not with them right now.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I do have speak with animals. I almost forgot about that. I
Tragic.
think Acris also has it.
Yep.
Might have it.
I think so too.
Yeah, actually, I
So-
distinctly remember Leo using speak with animals to give a letter to those spiders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You did.
Which didn't work out, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a little baby spider. What do you expect?
Little guy.
But yeah, in that case, Sebastian would mention that Leo also could speak with animals in case we would prefer to wait for him to get here.
Might be a good idea.
Okay. Acris is no longer in the call. Don't know what happened, but so yeah. Do you guys wait
I
around for
think
Leo to
they're
show up?
probably switching.
Probably. Do you guys check out the animals, or what are you doing in the moment?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to take a look at the animals just to see if any catch your eye, just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
Because you know.
Yeah, you walk up to the shack, and the lady there helps, like, shows you the sections of animals. There's various, like, food or animals that you might eat, like pigs and such. There is a few camels. There is a pair of draft horses. There are 4 riding horses, like standard average horses, not giant tow horses. And that's all they got.
No camel?
3 camel.
Three
I thought I
camel.
mentioned camel. There's 3 camel.
Oh, I probably just went in one ear and out the other.
It's okay.
I cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not working.
Mine neither. I think we're all on the same page here.
It's just vibes. It's all good.
Yeah.
So,
Any of those that you want to look at further, perhaps get some perception rolls on them or anything, and you're in the time while you wait.
How are the camels looking?
You walk up to the camels. There's 3 of them. 2 are grazing. Another one is off to the side, kind of looking at the other animals that are in the stables for, like, boarding and keeping. Roll me perception, please. Or animal handling. Either one.
Yeah, I do have a +3 in either one, so you know, why not? Oh my!
Oof.
Is that a nat one?
It was again on the 17,
Yikes.
and then it rolled over to a nat 1.
Yikes.
Tucked again.
It's
Um,
not that day.
they
The
look like
dice rolls
camels.
ain't how-
They're
Don't
certainly
call me animal
camels.
handler?
Yep, it has humps. It must be a camel. Not
Yep.
ours.
Yep. Got that snout that looks like that. You know?
Give it a go.
Go for it. Hey, that's what's up.
That's a lot better.
Yeah. So you get the impression that the camel that's looking off in the distance is interested in other camels over there and is like easily distracted. And is possibly seeking to make more camels. The other two that are the other two that are grazing seem to be content and well fed. One is a darker tan, with some changes in their colors. Like as it goes up the hump, the color gets darker, like in a gradient. The other camel is slightly fuzzier and has a more grayish hue to their sandy coat.
Mm.
Hmm. Check out the fuzzy one.
Okay.
If we were to get the one staring, I know we would have to name it. Sir humps a lot.
Oh God.
I love it.
Did you want to get a closer read, perhaps perception or something? Oh God. Perception on the camel that was quite fuzzy.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Gonna take a look at this little guy. Fuck.
Certainly a fuzzy camel.
Fuzzy?
To your best guess, they don't seem grayish because of their age.
Mm. Are they receptive to pets?
You ask the attendant, and she leads you in, and they are indeed receptive to pets.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna pet that camel.
It's sort of a short, like curly and sort of tough fur, but it also somehow soft, sort of like a brush.
Oh yeah.
While this is going on, Leo walks into the courtyard and spots you guys across the way. The barrel of a backpack on the tiefling is a very obvious sight, and the sorcerer and whatnot. Crasted and Leo make their way over, and you are now standing by the others.
Hey, did you guys pick a camel?
Yeah, we're between two. But I was going to say, I was almost wondering if it'd be a good idea to bring Humphrey along to help pick out a camel that we know they would get along with.
I will remind you that Humphrey is currently with those criminals who are not necessarily easy to deal with.
It, we should go get Humphrey, but I mean, Can we do that after?
All right.
Like, if we're going to go there, you know, we're gonna have to talk to them anyways. We might as well bring the cart and Humphrey here. That we can give, Humphrey some time to relax, I guess. I did pay them, but I don't know if they fed him. So bringing him here anyways, and then we'll just leave tonight, I guess.
Humphrey,
If
Humphrey
that's all
definitely
right with you
does.
guys.
Humphrey definitely does deserve the relaxation. He's worked very hard.
Yeah, like
Humphrey earned it.
we'll go grab Humphrey in the cart and everything, bring it here, and we'll chill out here for a while. And I'll go grab some food, and then we could leave. I don't know, late afternoon this evening. Give Humphrey some time to graze for a bit.
Sebastian nods.
I can go do that now, or does anybody want to come with me?
Sure. I don't know if you'll be able to
If you
pull
guys want to
Guardian
stay
away.
here and watch the camel,
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be
if
able
you
to
want to
pull
stay, if y'all
Guardian
want to stay
away.
here,
I think she's
yeah,
busy.
that sounds fine.
Yeah, I think she's busy petting this one.
Yeah, no worries. I'll go take care of it. Crafton, do you mind coming with me? Your chair's
No
big,
problem.
after all.
Yeah.
Cool, let's go. We
Crash.
go to the warehouse.
Yeah, it takes a while. It's across town. But you finally get there and you knock on the door. The lovely individual that you met the day before answers again, doesn't say anything, and just opens the door for you to walk in.
So tell them, send us the information on the job and we'll see if we can take it. We're planning to leave late afternoon. We're just taking our camel to get some R&R.
Information's simple.
Anything else they needed to?
You get the goods to the boat, you take the boat with the crew that sails the boat across the channel, and you deliver the goods. There's a catch. You have to travel through the sewers to get the goods to the boat. Security's tight here. After all, it is the clan's base of operations. Sewers are dangerous. But we use them because nobody goes down there. Your cart will fit, and your cart will be filled with goods. There will also be a secondary trailer attached to the back of your cart. It is explosive. Don't fuck up.
Fantastic. Will the camel and all them fit on the boat?
Yes.
Okay, that makes life easier. Is there food for the camel on the boat? Camels?
No.
We'll be picking up another one.
That's on you.
Well, I guess it's time anyways. All right. You got a map I can use so that we know where to go?
You'll enter in the warehouse. How else do you think we get stuff in here?
Okay, so we'll be back later. And Leo grabs the cart and it's later this afternoon, evening. How does that sound?
I'd rather you not ferry the cart around town, but doesn't. Whatever. Just go take care of your business. After all, you're crossing the ocean.
All right, cool. We Leo leaves and heads back to the stables with the cart in tow.
Okay. It's a little faster this time as you're on wheels and hooves.
Mm-hmm.
And Guardian and Sebastian, you see the cart show up. What y'all doing?
Excellent. Sebastian's gonna go up to Humphrey and give him some pets. And I guess probably be fine to maybe take the reins off for a minute.
Okay.
Like to take off the unhook him from the cart.
The yoke.
Yeah.
For a sec.
It's called a yoke.
Huh. The yoke.
Just ask
Leo
the
will
cowgirl,
cast
you're good.
Speak with animals.
Humphreys shakes his coat off. Dust kind of goes everywhere. You can see the sweat where the yoke was and the harness around his face.
Kind of. Sebastian will start giving him a little brush.
He appreciates it.
Brushy, brushy.
We can probably. We got a while, we can wash him down, give him a nice brush. He can go try and make some friends, or a friend. We're gonna have to travel through the sewers. It's a whole thing. I apologize. I wish they had told me this ahead of time. Now they're telling me. Anyways, we're just gonna take him back to the
Lovely.
warehouse later. So, yeah, believe me,
Sewers.
I'm not happy about
Lovely.
it either. They got the whole plan set up. As long as things don't become too much of a problem, it should be fine. But I'm also here to pick up stuff for Humphrey, and anyways, need to get food and shit for him.
Of course.
And his new compatriot when he decides to do that. So
Yeah. So
I'm gonna
I
go
decide to do what?
talk to the farmer.
Humphrey's looking at you, Leo.
Sebastian is gonna turn to Sebastian will just kind of as he's like
You're gonna go
petting Humphrey.
relax. You get to Sebastian and maybe Guardian. They'll wash you down, give you a nice scrub. Help you relax for a little bit, and then we'll be getting on the road later on this evening. Okay, bud.
By the way, please
If any of these guys out there, oh, go ahead.
as to say, please use your spell slot for the talk to animals as well.
Oh yeah.
In Foundry. It'll matter.
Yeah, Sebastian.
Sebastian, you were saying something. I want to make sure you get.
Yeah, while this is going on, Sebastian will just be kind of like brushing him, petting him, just like, yeah. So Humphrey, we thought you could use a buddy, another partner in crime. So we're gonna pick you out a friend today. How's that sound?
You don't know what he says, but Leo, Humphrey acknowledges what you said about staying around, getting fed, relaxing, that sort of thing. Kind of able to run around a bit and be a happy camel. And responds like, sorry, essentially is looking forward to meeting someone else to help carry the load because that cart is super fucking heavy.
Mm-hmm. I apologize profusely to Humphrey about the ordeal that he had to deal with.
I'm alive, I
No,
guess.
And we are so happy that you're alive. We wouldn't have made it out of there without you. I am so sorry, but we are so happy to have you.
And make sure to tell him he did a great job, and he deserves he earned this leisure time, and we appreciate him. And he's the
he
goodest
can
boy.
understand you. I think you
Yeah.
you kind of get what he's saying.
He
Okay,
can't
cool.
he can't respond to to Sebastian, but you can understand him.
Yeah, okay. And he's just the goodest boy.
Your feelings are expressed.
Yay.
Yeah, and
Leo's gonna go talk to the farmhands.
okay. Sorry. Humphrey is in good spirits. So you go talk with farmhands.
Mm-hmm. How much is feed camels?
Depends
I
on
don't
if
know
you buy.
this.
That depends on if you buy a piece of livestock or whatever, what have you.
I don't know where to look for how much animal feed costs in Dungeons and Dragons.
Don't worry about it. I got you. They were just responding if you buy something, you get a bonus. Otherwise, it's a gold piece per 2 bale.
Yeah, we'll be buying one of the camels. I might need to get some money off of those guys.
Yeah.
You drunk, mister?
No. Anyways,
Well, I'm drunk.
good for you. We'll be getting one of the camels, and we'll be getting feed for Dungeon Master. How long is the distance from here to there to our destination estimated?
The Nandrol channel is exactly 500 kilometers wide. No, I don't. So it's like not Panama Canal small. So sorry, distracted by chat with our lovely druid. So what was the question? Oh, how wide? It's not Panama Canal wide, but it's not Atlantic Ocean wide. It's about, say, between a tenth and an eighth of the Atlantic Ocean wide. It's a channel because it's wide enough to be an ocean. It's like bigger than a Great Lake, but it is a relatively skinny ocean. If that makes sense.
Okay, so yeah, it does. So from here to there, it's like a week travel.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, about a week sail.
So a week's worth of food for both camels will amount to how much? Roundabouts?
I'd say about a bale a week for one camel. 2 bales will last a week, I would say.
And it's a gold per bale?
Yes. Wait, no, I think it was gold per 2 bale. Yeah, it was gold per 2 bale.
Oh. So if we got 4, that'll be 2 gold.
Yes.
Okay, that works.
I
4
mean,
bales.
a gold is worth a good amount of money. Just putting that out there. Like, it's not like a nothing amount of money. There is silver and copper and stuff. So
None of us
Yeah,
have
we're just
studied
choosing to
the.
ignore that.
None of us have studied the Zoshelgoth economy.
neither have I.
But yeah, that'll be 2 weeks worth of food for 2 camels. So
Sure. Yeah.
we're fine on that. And with the camel, the total will be amount to.
Normally, a camel is 15 gold on its own. Because you're buying that as well, it'll just be 16 for the 2 weeks of food and the camel. So they're throwing in a bale for free.
Okay.
Or 2 bales for free, I should say.
Okay, cool. That works. Anybody got 8 gold that they can spare?
I have 8 gold I can spare.
I'm broke.
We'll have to fix that sometime. Hopefully we can actually make money off of this job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Guardian will palm 8 gold.
Cool. Perfect. Leo will spend the other 8, and we have a camel and 2 weeks worth of food for both camels.
Sweet.
Well, before we choose a camel, Humphrey, any particular thoughts on either of them?
Humphrey walks over to the area where the camels are. Looks across the pen. I don't trust that guy. Wait, what? I did the wrong fucking accent. Whatever.
Canon, Humphrey has a southern accent.
Oh god. I'm tired. Yeah, he doesn't trust the camel across the way that's like distracted and looking away. He looks at the other two.
Sir Humps a lot.
Yeah, Sir Humps a lot.
Sir Humps.
Looks at the other two. Leo, you're the only one that hears this. I don't know. I'm anxious. Guardian, are you still petting the fuzzy one?
I think after she gave it attention for a little bit, but not too long.
Okay. Humphrey looks to Leo. Well, what do you think?
Leo's talking to farmhands.
I thought you were done with that. I'm sorry. I thought you walked over with them.
I figured that conversation would take a little while. That's all. I mean, if I'm there, if Leo will be there if he's there.
Yeah, I figured we had the conversation and that they're currently loading up your cart with hay on top of it, throwing bales on top and stuff, preparing harnesses and all that.
I mean, the one that Guardian was talking to seemed friendly. Why don't you go up, say hi? Do you want to go on a fantastic journey with me?
Humphrey looks at you. You could swear he's got one eyebrow up. Looks back at them. Ugh. Okay. He trots over and
Sebastian just giving him a pat on the shoulder as he goes, "Don't be shy, come
on." He walks over and looks at them both. Do you want to go on an adventure? Both other camels look up at him. They're really nice. My friend died, but I'm not making this good.
Poor Humphrey.
Wow.
Also fully awkward and nervous.
Yeah.
Sebastian just giving him a thumbs up, like, you're doing great.
The fuzzy one looks up. Is it hot there? He looks over at Leo. Is it hot there?
Maybe. Not all the time.
You don't even know, do you? Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
about the consistency of weather about where we're going. Can I roll a survival check for that?
Yeah, but it's unlikely that you actually know the answer to this question based on your life experience.
Would Sebastian, by
15?
chance?
I'd say Sebastian would have a better chance at it, if I'm honest, even with that 15. You don't know, Leo.
Hey, Sebastian, what's the? Might you know the weather of where we're going?
Um,
We're headed west, right?
Yes. On to another continent, I might add.
has Sebastian even been to any other continents in his lifetime?
No, but you've read about them. I got you. 1 second. The place where you're going is going to be Burdu. That is the continent of Burdu. The town is going to be Tarbent. To the northwest, above that, is another continent called Gaduga. You're currently on the continent of Makalu. You're in the region of Eronia. You've heard that Tarbent is a tropical area, sometimes swampy, sometimes rather picturesque with shallow beaches and palm trees. Tarbent is known as a bit of a Wild West, with lots of ocean channels and small islands.
So, would you say it's pretty moderate? climate?
Tropical, lots of sun. Yeah, more moderate, not desert. Sometimes hot and swampy desert, though. Think Florida. I
Right.
mean,
Oh,
hot,
God.
not desert, but like, a swamp, like the South.
Yeah. It could be. It could get somewhat warm, little humid at times, but for the most part, pretty temperate weather. From at least from what I've read.
I relay that to Humphrey. If I don't know it, Sebastian probably does.
Sometimes hot, but not really. More like watery. My coat kind of makes me too warm. Even here. Well, especially here.
Oh, it won't be as hot as here. It's not a desert.
It
Wait,
won't
Sebastian.
be as
Sebastian
hot
wouldn't
as
be.
here.
Sebastian wouldn't be hearing this.
Yeah.
Sebastian don't speak camel.
I assume the
You can
conversation's being
tell
relayed
Leo.
as it is. Yeah, I assume he did. So essentially, one is concerned about heat. The other one is going to be concerned about having to carry too much. They sound a little, I don't want to say lazy, but definitely not motivated. The one with the
And
gradient brown hump.
If the fuzzy one needs it, we can also get them a trim before we leave.
Honestly, guys, I mean, it takes time to make friends. Either's fine.
Well, I guess Guardian did seem to like the fuzzy one.
I agree with that. Oi, Fuzzy, you got a name?
Do you?
Yes.
Well, I don't. Because I'm a camel.
Okay.
Duh.
I mean, this guy here is named Humphrey. So,
Good. Well, you gave him
we'll
it.
give you a name, I guess. Well, yeah. Would you like a name?
I don't know. Do you like your name?
Quite
Neat.
quite a bit actually. I love my name. It's the name my mom gave me, so
Mom.
Well, it was either my mom or my auntie. One of those two named me.
You gonna buy me?
What do you guys think? You either get lazy or worried about the weather.
Sebastian looks to Guardian.
Leo also looks to Guardian.
She seems to kind of be thinking.
We got fuzz a hump or not a hump.
Never been good with deciding on these. I'm thinking neither one of you are leaning a particular way then.
Not particularly. I mean, I'd rather go with the one that's worried about the weather than the one that doesn't really want to actually drag the cart with us.
The lazy one pipes up. I'll eat anything. I promise.
I think that gives us a clear answer then. If one refuses to do the basic functions that the group has provided for it, then it does not sound appealing for the task that we ask it to do. The weather one, we can
Okay.
obviously calm down a lot easier versus the one that refuses to do anything.
I mean, if we do our best, we can probably just keep that one cool. It's not like it would be that difficult.
Exactly. We can find ways
and
to
it'll
help
give us
with
a chance. And we'd give Humphrey the same treatment anyway. If Humphrey ever was getting too hot, we'd try to find ways to cool him down. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
All right. So we got to find a name for Fuzza Hump here.
Oh my god, they're gonna give me a name right away. You don't even know me.
Well, that's what Journeying's all about, is getting to know you. And besides, we are in a bit of a hurry, so we, bit of a rush job. But, we got the... How much time is left in the day before, late afternoon, early evening?
It's presently late afternoon.
Oh. Speak with Animals probably would have expired by now, to be completely honest.
I'd say the traveling around the city in the morning and figuring out what to do is kind of what take up most of the time. I wouldn't say that you started bright and early because you guys were super exhausted from your many days of traveling and barely sleeping. So you probably got started around noon. In my head, Guardian fell asleep without her actually knowing that she did. Like while she was on her watch.
Maybe. Maybe not. Who's to say?
Maybe.
What do you think, Guardian? You
I
have a
mean,
good name for
if we need...
They are a sandy color, but with gray mixed in there as well, kind of peppered about. and they're
I
fuzzy.
mean, do they seem to enjoy the name?
They don't have a
Pepper?
name yet.
Well, I mean, that's. I thought there was a name decided because I was
No.
like,
None has been
No,
decided.
no, I was just joking. Calling it Fuzz a Hump.
What about Pepper?
Pepper sounds like a very lovely name.
And
I
then
think-
what's it? Why not ask? What's it think about the name Pepper?
How's Pepper sound to you?
Oh my god, Pepper, it's fine.
Cool, they like it.
Then that sounds good.
Guess it's decided.
Alrighty.
All right, Humphrey, you got a new partner in crime, Pepper.
Okay, Pepper, good luck. Don't die like two homes. Humphrey just looks dejected and walks back over to the cart.
It's okay, we love you, Humphrey.
Uh-huh. You spend the afternoon sorting yourselves out at the stables. Humphrey gets time to bathe. There's like a little washing area. The farmhands kind of help out. They can tell you've been through some stuff. Your cart even gets a nice little clean. The twigs and branches pulled out of it and stuff like that. Pepper is given some basic things, some final like goodbyes from the farmhands, and it is now evening. The day is starting to get a bit cool as the sun gets lower in the sky. You guys
Okay,
begin.
So,
Go ahead.
Oh no. So, as we're like gathering at the end, Leo's gonna be like, so, turns out they had a plan all set up ahead of time, and he's kind of telling like the group like quietly, we're gonna have to go through like the sewers to get to where to get on the boat. So we'll be going down sewers, boat, out of town. At least that's their plan. I don't know if there will be any hiccups, but if there are, we'll improvise.
Reminder, they said that they use the sewers because they are dangerous, not because they're sewers. Meaning,
Also, there's going to probably be some problems in the sewers.
If we want to run into hiccups, by the way, we're gonna run into hiccups.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's guaranteed we're going to run into hiccups, but
And I don't believe you've mentioned to them that you'll be carrying something explosive at the back of your cart.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Problem. I'm avoiding that right now.
You're not okay. You're not even gonna speak about it to them. Okay.
Nah,
Fair.
they'll figure it out.
We are in public. I am not talking about explosives in public.
All right, fair enough. I love that. They have no
I got
idea.
this bomb ass idea.
Ha 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 ha.
I will tell them that when we are underground, where we are people are less likely to hear us.
Excellent.
and possibly hope that a containing explosion doesn't cause even more problems.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing can happen.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right. So you guys make your way from the stables across town again, back over to the warehouse. You go through the process of interacting with the criminals again. Before this happens, is there anything else you would like to do within Stormfeld?
I'm requesting paperwork
It will happen.
from the criminals. Okay, as long
happen.
as we have paperwork, we should have a chance on that. Cool.
You can assume that if you're doing a smuggling job for some form of organization, that there will likely be paperwork if they especially if they've already done paperwork for you in the past.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing Sebastian would do is change out of his nice clothes into some raggedy clothes since he's gonna go through the sewer.
Great idea.
And he's maybe slightly bougie. He is a sorcerer, you know.
Yeah,
What's a
you
sorcerer
know,
without
Well,
being a little bougie?
you appreciate the
Leo
finer things in life.
apologizes.
Anything else anyone wants to do?
I think of.
Okay.
Do we want to load up on rations or uh
I believe you
supplies of
recently
any kind?
Yeah, I believe you recently killed a deer or something and have a good amount of rations, but I don't remember.
Sounds right.
Oh yeah, Leo will sell that deer hide I picked that we have. I should have sold that already. I guess I forgot.
Yeah, do you guys want to sell any of your inventory?
Hmm.
Do I even have anything to sell?
I don't have anything of value that I'm willing to give up. I should clarify.
Mm,
Because about the only thing of value, honestly, that Guardian owns is the egg. Otherwise, that's really about it. She doesn't really
Yeah.
have too much.
To my
She does
knowledge,
have the-
you're pretty poor.
She does have the button. She does have the button.
Yeah.
Button.
Oh yeah, the
But-
Buton.
But the Buton is is a relic of our good times. I'm not going
Yeah.
to sell it. It has
No, and it's
sentimental value.
it's kind of also useful if you ever return to the dungeon and decide to use it for something.
But also, how incredibly funny would it be to sell a Buton, give no context for it, and then just like hundreds of years later, they just like, oh, it's just this useless fucking thing, and then someone just buys it for shits and giggles and accidentally uses it, and it's just like,
They just happen to be there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. A future
You know
campaign.
You know how hilarious that would be.
Right? That'd be the score of the
But-
century.
Yeah, that would just fucking. It's like, oh. But yeah, no. And
You get a
obviously
gold-
Guardian's not gonna sell it.
For sure.
Or her.
A gold for the deer hide.
Yeah. You get a gold.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I can toss that out of my inventory now. I don't think the
Wow.
bag of crystals that I got from the Spider Queen are gonna be any good for like selling. I don't know.
The what from the Spider Queen?
I got a bag of crystals. Like it. That's literally what I put in my inventory. Bag of crystals.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Could-
we were in
I
the
know it's
the spider cave. There's the chunk of crystals
Yeah.
left.
I'm just
It's
gonna
just
say I
like-
don't recommend selling them, but you can if you want.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I don't remember when we were there. I don't remember if I did like a check to see if they had like the same properties, and if they didn't, or am I remembering wrong?
I believe someone did. Essentially, those crystals are they are the same kind that the cult has been using and interacting with. There seems to be a presence in a couple of them.
Okay, yeah. In that case, we'll wanna keep hold of those.
Then in that case, I'll just hold on to this bag of crystals.
All right.
That's all I know it as. It's just a bag of crystals I'm carrying around.
I like it.
Heck yeah. All right, so you guys make your way to the warehouse again. You enter in, and they begin preparing your cart. This is where we're going to end for today. Next time, we'll pick up with you guys heading into the sewers and out into the great big ocean ahead. Thank you all for playing and
Woohoo!
watching Zotian Epoch episode 27. We'll be back live again in 2 weeks at 6-ish p.m. PST. Yeah, thank y'all, and see you some other time.